For years, Tesla has ruled the electric vehicle world, setting the gold standard for battery range, cutting-edge tech, and a charging network that others could only dream of. But what if all of that is about to be flipped on its head? Well, someone certainly believes so, and that someone is none other than the CEO of BYD, Tesla's biggest competitor right now. According to him, their upcoming fast charger could completely upend the EV industry in 2025. It's not just about rivaling Tesla. It could actually make their supercharger network feel outdated. So what's going on here? One of the biggest obstacles stopping people from switching to EVs isn't range anxiety or even the cost. It's how long it takes to charge. Sure, battery range is getting better and EVs are more efficient than ever, but charging times still lag far behind the good old gas station experience. Even with fast chargers, you're often stuck waiting 20 to 30 minutes just to get enough juice to keep going. Compare that to a gas car. You pull up, fill up in under 5 minutes, and you're back on the road with hundreds of miles of range. With EVs, though, you have to plan ahead, find a charger, wait your turn, and then wait some more while the battery fills up. It's a hassle, especially for new EV drivers who are used to quick pit stops. And let's be honest, nobody likes waiting. That's where BYD comes in. They want to fix this problem. But before we get into what they're doing, let's take a closer look at how big the problem actually is. Slow charging isn't just a minor inconvenience. It becomes a serious issue on long trips. On the highway, you don't have the luxury of overnight home charging. You've got to find a fast charger, hope it's working, wait if it's crowded, and then spend a good chunk of time recharging. And let's not forget, not all chargers are created equal. Some are old, some are slow, and many simply don't deliver on their promised speed. Tesla's superchargers are still the best around in terms of speed and reliability, but they aren't open to everyone. And even where they are, demand is going up fast. Then there are other networks like Electrify America and Ionity, which offer mixed results depending on location and maintenance. This patchy experience creates frustration, especially as more and more people buy EVs. Without a big leap forward in charging speed, these networks just won't be able to keep up. And it gets worse in rural areas or on less traveled highways, where high-speed chargers are either rare or totally missing. This imbalance could slow down EV adoption as a whole because no one wants to worry about getting stuck without a charger in sight. Automakers and battery companies know this. That's why they're in a race to create something faster. Solid-state batteries, next-gen electrolytes, and XFC, extreme fast charging, are all being tested. The goal? Make charging as fast and seamless as filling up your gas tank. Whoever cracks this code first will lead the future of electric mobility. Now you might be thinking, don't we already have fast chargers? Problem solved, right? Not quite. Even the best fast charging options today have limitations. Tesla's superchargers are fantastic, especially the newer V4 versions that can deliver up to 500 kilowatts of power. In the best conditions, that means adding around 200 miles of range in about 15 minutes. But those are ideal conditions. In real life, charging speeds can drop due to battery temperature, current charge level, or how many cars are waiting. And now that Tesla is starting to let non-Tesla EVs use its network, those stations are going to get a lot busier, which could lead to longer waits and reduced efficiency. Porsche, on the other hand, went with an 800-volt system in cars like the Taycan. It's one of the most advanced setups in the industry. With the right charger, you can go from 5% to 80% in just over 20 minutes. Sounds great, but there's a catch. You need a 350 kilowatt or DC fast charger, and those aren't exactly everywhere. Plus, if it's cold out, or if the battery is old, or if the station's having a bad day, forget about those fast numbers. Hyundai's eGMP platform, used in the Ioniq 5 EV6 and Genesis GV60, also brings 800-volt charging to the table. With it, you can charge from 10% to 80% in around 18 minutes, which is impressive. But again, it all depends on finding a charger that can actually support those speeds. Most stations still operate below 350 kilowatt, and even when you find one, there could be lines, outages, or technical hiccups that ruin the experience. So yes, these solutions are better than what we had 5 years ago, but they still don't solve the core problem. Gasoline cars win on one thing EVs haven't yet mastered: speed and ease of refueling. EV fans often say drivers just need to adjust, charge at home or while at work. That's true for some, but not for everyone. If you live in an apartment or travel a lot or don't have access to private parking, you can't just plug in whenever you want. You rely on public charging, and public charging is still slow, often crowded, and inconsistent. Even automakers like Ford and GM have acknowledged this reality. Instead of building their own charging networks, they've started partnering with Tesla, a move that basically admits they don't have a better solution. That's why a true breakthrough is needed, something that cuts charging time down to 5 minutes or less, no matter where you are. And BYD, they're working on it. By adopting Tesla's North American charging standard, several automakers essentially handed Tesla control over the EV charging experience. Instead of building their own fast charging infrastructure, they opted for Tesla's more reliable network. While this benefits EV drivers in the short term, it also tightens Tesla's grip on the future of electric mobility. Other charging networks haven't been so successful. Electrify America, launched by Volkswagen after the Dieselgate scandal, continues to struggle with broken chargers, inconsistent power, and constant software glitches. Many drivers face non-working stations, delays, and are often forced to look for alternatives. Over in Europe, Ionity, backed by BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Volkswagen, has its own set of issues, like high pricing and limited coverage. These problems reveal the core issue in the EV industry. Public charging still isn't dependable on a large scale. Until EV charging becomes as fast and reliable as filling up a gas tank, many potential customers will stay on the fence. The company that solves this puzzle will break the biggest barrier to EV adoption and lead the next era of transportation. And now, BYD is taking a giant leap toward that goal. BYD has introduced a revolutionary 1,000 kilowatt ultra-fast charging system. This game-changing tech could completely disrupt Tesla's long-standing lead in the EV space. At the center of this innovation is BYD's Super E-platform, a next-gen charging ecosystem far beyond what current fast chargers can offer. While most high-end EV chargers max out at around 350 kilowatts, BYD's system triples that output. In real terms, this means an EV could add up to 248 miles of range in just 5 minutes. That effectively eliminates one of the biggest EV concerns, long charging times. To pull this off, BYD uses a 1,000-volt architecture and a massive 1,000-amp current output. This results in a 10C charging rate, which means the battery charges at 10 times its capacity. It's a level of speed the industry has never seen before. These gains are made possible by BYD's own advances in battery chemistry, thermal management, and power electronics. Unlike Tesla, which still sources many of its battery cells externally, BYD controls the entire process, from battery production to charging hardware. Their Blade battery, already known for safety and durability, has been upgraded to handle extreme charging speeds without overheating. To support the high power transfer, BYD developed a liquid-cooled cable system that keeps temperatures in check and ensures smooth, stable charging. Additionally, BYD's dual-gun charging system allows 2 cables to charge a vehicle simultaneously, distributing power more efficiently and further reducing charging time, if the vehicle is designed to support it. And this isn't just a concept. BYD is already building the infrastructure to support it. The company plans to install over 4,000 megawatt-level charging stations across China. These stations will feature BYD's megawatt flash charging terminals, capable of delivering up to 1,360 kilowatts. This expansion supports China's larger push for clean energy and EV adoption. The new stations will be connected to high-speed rail systems and urban energy grids, using smart power management to allocate electricity based on real-time demand. 2 of BYD's flagship EVs will be the first to benefit. The Han L sedan, a luxury model that accelerates from 0 to 100 km/h in just 2.7 seconds, and the Tang L SUV, which combines high performance with next-generation charging and hits 100 km/h in 3.6 seconds. Both vehicles are already in pre-sales in China, with international launches on the horizon. Tesla's current V4 superchargers deliver up to 350 kilowatts, nowhere near BYD's 1,000 kilowatt system. Even Tesla's rumored 500 kilowatt upgrade would still fall short. If BYD's technology becomes the new benchmark, it could leave Western automakers scrambling to catch up. But global expansion won't be easy. Most power grids in North America and Europe aren't yet equipped to handle charging stations of this scale. Upgrades will be necessary. On top of that, Geopolitical tensions could create trade barriers, slowing BYD's rollout outside China. Even so, BYD is already pushing into Europe, South America, and Southeast Asia, determined to lead the EV race. Elon Musk himself recently admitted that if trade barriers were removed, Chinese car makers would outcompete most Western automakers. Tesla is now investing in solid-state batteries, advanced energy storage, and faster charging solutions to stay in the game. One possible move for Tesla is upgrading its supercharger network to a higher voltage system. Another is further integration between Tesla vehicles, home batteries, and grid storage, turning Tesla into a complete energy solution, not just a car company. It may also push for trade protections to delay BYD's global expansion, giving Western companies more time to innovate. Because the race isn't just about who builds the best electric car anymore, it's about who owns the future of energy, infrastructure, and mobility. And right now, BYD is setting the pace. A staggering $763 billion vanished in just a few months. That's nearly a 50% drop. And it wasn't just one big event that caused it. It was a perfect storm of falling global sales, increased competition, and growing backlash against CEO Elon Musk's controversial political stances. By March 2025, things reached a boiling point when Tesla faced its worst stock collapse in years, shedding more than 15% of its value, $127 billion, in a single day. What many now see as a full-blown crisis had been brewing for years, and it's threatening not just Tesla's future but Musk's entire empire. So, what caused this? It all began with Musk's decision to back Donald Trump during the 2024 U.S. presidential race. Tesla had long been associated with sustainability and innovation, values embraced by a largely liberal customer base. But Musk's public support for Trump shocked Tesla's key markets in places like California, New York, and Washington. Studies showed that repeat Tesla buyers in these regions dropped by 7%, with many seeing Musk's political stance as a betrayal of the company's progressive ideals. The situation worsened when Musk made a big financial contribution to Trump's re-election campaign, and he wasn't done yet. After Trump's victory, Musk accepted a role in the administration as head of the newly formed Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. This agency quickly became a lightning rod for controversy. Under Musk's leadership, DOGE pushed for sweeping cost cuts, privatizing the U.S. Postal Service, slashing budgets for regulatory agencies, and restructuring the Department of Defense, resulting in thousands of job losses. Agencies like USAID and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau were on the chopping block, sparking intense legal battles. Meanwhile, Musk's dual roles at Tesla and SpaceX while running DOGE raised serious ethical concerns. Watchdog groups accused him of using DOGE to dismantle regulatory oversight, giving his companies a free pass. Later, a federal judge ruled that Musk's appointment might have violated constitutional law. But the public backlash was just beginning. Consumer resentment toward Tesla grew, and a movement called the Tesla Takedown emerged, urging people to divest from Tesla products. It spread like wildfire on social media, leading to protests across the country. This was amplified by Trump's escalating trade war with China, Canada, and the EU, which hit Tesla hard. In Canada, a 25% tariff on Tesla imports was proposed, with some pushing for a 100% tax to counter Trump's trade policies. In Europe, Tesla's registrations took a nosedive, 63% in France, 44% in Sweden, and 38% in Norway. What followed was a financial catastrophe. Tesla's stock, which had been recovering after the election, plummeted by nearly 30% in just weeks. Tesla's first quarter delivery numbers for 2025 also fell short of expectations, dropping over 4%, even as the overall EV market grew in the US. Adding to the chaos, several high-ranking Tesla executives began dumping their stock, selling off over $100 million in shares. Meanwhile, Musk was begging investors and employees to hold on to theirs. But the worst part? Tesla faced violent, politically charged attacks. There were incidents of arson, vandalism, and sabotage at Tesla locations, even in Canada, where Tesla owners reported tire slashings, keying, and broken windshields. Musk condemned these attacks, calling them acts of cowardice, but the damage was done. President Trump tried to shield Musk, calling the attacks on Tesla domestic terrorism and promising to prosecute those responsible. He even floated federal incentives for Tesla buyers and staged a promotional event outside the White House, turning a Tesla into a symbol of American innovation. Conservative media outlets, particularly Fox News, rallied behind the cause, urging Republicans to support Musk by buying Teslas. But here's the problem. Tesla had always been linked to progressive ideals, and now it found itself trying to win over a demographic traditionally skeptical of electric vehicles. Meanwhile, its former liberal supporters were abandoning the brand, unwilling to reconcile Tesla's sustainable legacy with Musk's ties to Trump. Tesla now finds itself in the midst of an existential struggle, trying to survive in a fiercely competitive market with growing regulatory scrutiny and a shrinking customer base. Whether Tesla can weather this storm remains to be seen, but one thing is clear. It's no longer just about dominating the EV market. It's about fighting for survival. And in the midst of Tesla's turmoil, BYD is positioning itself to take the lead. BYD is the world's most vertically integrated EV company. While traditional automakers rely on third-party suppliers for batteries, chips, and motors, BYD manufactures nearly every component of its vehicles in-house. This gives BYD a unique advantage in controlling costs and driving innovation. One of BYD's breakthroughs is its Blade battery, using lithium iron phosphate, LFP chemistry. This battery is safer, more efficient, and longer-lasting than traditional lithium-ion batteries, and it reduces the risk of thermal runaway, meaning fewer fires. Plus, its cell-to-pack design increases energy density while lowering production costs, making EVs more affordable. The competition in the EV battery space is intense, but BYD's innovations are pushing the industry forward. While Tesla, Ford, and GM are still refining their battery tech, BYD is deploying solutions that could make current fast-charging systems obsolete. The next phase of the EV revolution won't be won just by range. It will be about which company can provide the fastest, safest, and most cost-effective charging experience. With Tesla's stock falling and its brand facing mounting challenges, BYD is poised to capitalize on this opportunity. In 2024, BYD reported $107 billion in revenue, surpassing Tesla's $97.7 billion. They sold over 4 million new energy vehicles, including 1.76 million battery electric vehicles and 2.48 million plug-in hybrids. BYD's aggressive expansion plans include increasing overseas sales to over 800,000 cars and targeting a total of 5 to 6 million vehicles sold. As Tesla struggles, BYD is positioned to take even more market share. Tesla's loss could very well be BYD's win. Well, that's it for now. Did you enjoy the video? If so, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss our next video. Also, check out the video on your screen now. It's truly mind-blowing.